The next method I'll talk about is using your watch. Now, it works best if you have a watch with hands on it, okay? But even if you don't have hands, if you have a digital watch, you can still use this method. What you do is you point the hour hand at the sun, okay? Point the hour hand at the sun. Halfway between the hour hand and the noon position is south, okay? So if the sun is right up here, you point the hour hand at the sun, noon is going back that way, so halfway between there is south. From there you can get north, you can figure out east and west. Real simple. If you have a digital watch, you just have to imagine where the noon is, where the 6 p.m., the 3 and the 6 and the 9 and the 3 position are. AM or PM, doesn't matter. But you say it's 11 o'clock. Well, you figure if noon is at the top, go over a little bit, guess about where the 11 o'clock position is, point that at the sun. And halfway between there and the noon position is south. Really simple. Okay, this next method really requires a good strong sun, or at least enough that throws a shadow. What you'll need is a stick, just a couple of rocks or a couple of other sticks. Now this one's real simple. Of course, you gotta have a clear sunny spot, like this back here. There's a lot of leaves here, but this will be okay. I don't want to scrape them out of the way or nothing. It's that tread lightly thing where you don't mess up anything you don't have to. But you take your stick, jab it in the ground, like that. You can see it here. Take a rock or a stick, mark the end of the shadow, just like that. Now you have to wait, 15, 20 minutes, half hour, and then do the same thing again. Okay, so we're having to wait a little bit to see the shadow move. And while I was waiting, I was scouting out my general area to see what I could use if I had to. One thing I found was this little natural shelter right over here. See if you can see that little cave right there? It's not very big. Might not be very comfortable, but it'll get you out of the weather. And if you had to stay the night, you could stay in there. I found, various other things. Plenty of tinder to be able to start a fire. There's a few wild edibles around here. Not a whole lot at this time of year. And I'm not going to get into that. We'll do that at another time. Okay, let's go up here. Take a look at this. Now, it's been about a half an hour. And what we do, we take another rock, and we mark the end of the shadow. You'll see this right here. Here's my stick. Right here. Here's the first rock. And there's the second rock. Now you notice that in this half hour, that shadow didn't move much. But that will give you an east-west line. The line straight between those two rocks is pretty much east-west. So that way's west, behind me is east. The river's down here to the south of us and the Locken Dam, and this way back over here is north. So that method does work. But you have to have a sunny, bright sun enough to throw a shadow, and you have to have a clear spot. Now last time I tried to do this, I set my stick out and my first marker, and the sun moved so much that the surrounding trees covered it up. So I had to do it again. So see, not every method works every time. That's why you need to have multiple skills, multiple ways of doing things. Have something, if one way doesn't work, you got to have some way to do it another way, okay? So I've shown you several methods. Another one I'm going to mention, I'm not going to get into for several reasons. and I'm no good at it. Another way to navigate is at night is by using the stars, if you can see them. Now, I can usually find the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, and I can't remember which one, but the handle of one of them points towards the North Star. I can find Orion, the Hunter, and from it, I can take and find Taurus the Bull. Not that I know what those relate to as far as finding your way. And like I said, I'm not good at it. It's something else I've got to learn, and I know that. But while I was waiting, we found a nice natural shelter. I scouted my general area. Not a whole lot of trash I can use, like plastic bottles, or whatever. There is a little creek back down here if I had to get some water. Of course, the river's right down here to my right over here. And, lots of ways. Now, this method, the shadow stick method, does not work well early in the morning or late at night because of the way the sun moves and the way the shadow. But early in the morning, the sun comes up in the east, that's east. Late in the afternoon, sun's going down, that's west. So there's several methods, and just a few things to think about. Okay, so I'm on my way back to my truck. I said I wasn't going to talk about wild edible plants today, but I passed this and can't pass up the chance. This plant right here, the leaves, these little red berries, this is what they call staghorn sumac. Now don't get it confused with poison sumac. This stuff here, it's totally different. But these little red berries, you can take them and steep them in water, cold water, let them sit for an hour or two, and if you happen to have a little sugar with you or something, you can use that. Make something that tastes a whole lot like pink lemonade. It's real handy if you're out on the trail and you want something refreshing. It's very good. So I'm going to get back on my walk now. Okay, so I'm almost back to the trailhead in my truck on the trip to go home because it's hot out here. I don't know, I've walked maybe 5 or 6 miles. Like I said, just a nice leisurely stroll in the woods today. But while we were out, I showed you several methods of finding your way. And I didn't go into a whole lot of great detail with the GPS or with the compass, just the basics. But it's stuff that can get you found and save your life. While we were out, we found a natural shelter. If we were stuck here overnight, or say a freak thunderstorm hit and you had to get out of the weather really quick, that'll work. Showed you some wild edibles with the staghorn sumac and the pink lemonade like drink it makes. Here's one of the little streams I crossed right here. Now it's stagnant, or it doesn't look like it's flowing, but if you're taking the sand right there in front of it and you dig down, you can get some clean water out of that. But we'll cover that in another video, how to find and purify water. So, like I said earlier, I hope I've taught you something today. Maybe something you didn't know, or something you'd heard of. Maybe give you a little bit better understanding about it. But mostly, you got to get up and get outside. Enjoy the outdoors. Have fun while you're out here. But you have to be safe doing it. If it's hot like it is today, drink plenty of water. Carry plenty with you and drink it. But you got to be safe when you're out. And my motto, like the Boy Scout motto, is you got to be prepared. So until next time, thank you very much for watching my little videos here. I hope you learned something. I know I had fun doing it. And here we are back at the trailhead. So, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day.